All right, fuck 'em up, fuck 'em up. We're back, baby. We're back. What a great Sunday so far. It's been a lot of
Dude,
action.
it's been a wild Sunday so far, to say the
Yeah.
least. Like honestly, it's it's crazy, dude. What are your takes so far in the how the games have gone now? Just you want to start with the 1 o'clock games? You want to run down through them?
I mean, yeah, it's just been kind of crazy. This season has been something else. There are no more defeated teams. Come on, Trey
Yeah.
Tucker. Oh, I need Trey Tucker to get two more catches to hit pretty nice. Why can't I see all the? Okay, there we go. Wait, why does it have these? Oh, because these are the ongoing ones right now. I was looking. I'm like, why is it only showing these games? But we got multiple games on right now. Yeah, we'll start at the top and we'll go through them. That way we don't really miss anything.
Mhm.
But we do have ongoing games right now, so we might pause for watching a play or celebrate for something happening. So
Yeah.
some good ones on right
Especially
now.
if we win some money.
Yeah, come on, hit Trey Tucker right here. Trey Tucker,
All
baby.
right.
Oh,
So I guess we can start with we can
the,
talk about the Jets Vikings game that was still going on whenever we were ending earlier. Um, how do you think about Aaron Rodgers today, dude? He was full of interceptions today. I didn't
oh,
expect to see him for 3 interceptions.
yeah,
Has he
that
ever done
was.
that before? Like, when's the last time he's done that?
I don't know the last time, but I'm pretty sure he's done it before. He's had some bad games, It
Yeah,
happens. Um, you know, uh, London game um, against the Vikings. Best team in the league. We think right now. That's what we're calling. Uh,
they are. Yeah, I
it,
say
it
so.
it just looks like Rogers is not Rogers fully. Like there's some throws you like, oh, there he is, and then other throws, oh, that's a safety, isn't it? Sorry, I think it's a safety in this Raiders game. But he got it past the line of scrimmage. I don't know how that's intentional grounding.
Damn, that is a tied for the most interceptions that Aaron Rodgers has ever thrown in a game before ever.
Yeah. But
He's done that. He's only done that 6 times in his career where he's thrown or 3 interceptions in a game.
we got a stat guy. So Shrek's
Sorry, that was a
quick on
cool
the
stat. I
trigger.
was like, wait, what is this?
You're like, I got the answer right here. Oh, in Arizona, looks like wow, Arizona upset San Fran.
Dude, they
That's
play good, man.
dude. I like Arizona, man. I like them.
I do too.
Their offense is good and they're just feisty. They looks like they want to win. They might like have bend but not break. Right? That's kind of what it seems like.
That division is crazy. Really, I mean, is Seattle? Are they still losing? They're about to lose to the Giants
That's a game I don't have
for
on.
some
I gotta
reason.
look.
The Giants were
Oh,
playing
it's
pretty
right here.
damn good game today, honestly. Daniel Jones looks good.
uh,
But that division itself is really, really close. I didn't expect her Sanford to be that tight of a division, even though it's like just like, kind of the beginning of the year here. But I mean, the Rams are playing, they look half decent for the injuries that they have. The Cardinals, I really like them. The Seahawks, I don't know. Like, it, the NFL is everywhere this year, dude. I love it. I love how unpredictable everything is.
the Seahawks are exactly what I thought. They've beat bad teams up until now, and last week they faced a better team, and this week, I think the Giants are a little bit better than what we thought, maybe. And that's kind of what I expected from the Seahawks. You know,
Yeah. Daniel Jones is just playing very well right now. This is
yeah, he
honestly like
is.
like the most consistent and like best like I think he's ever had until like the start of like a season.
There he'll have spurts like this, 3 or 4 games where he'll just look like a great quarterback, and it just then after that it won't click. He'll throw
Yeah.
that pick six. Come on, Tucker, Tucker.
Oh, I was right today
Oh,
on my Matthew Stafford. You were writing that today as well.
what
Matthew
what
Stafford interception.
what about it? What about it?
So we were right on the Matthew Stafford interception today.
Oh, yep.
He
Green
threw one.
Bay is now 5 weeks straight with an interception, which
Yep.
is I'm gonna be following that streak because it's a pretty cool
Yeah,
stat
their
to see.
secondary is pretty cool.
Trey Tucker. No, come on, man, throw to Trey Tucker.
All right.
So we got
Game we
Jets,
starting on.
Vikings, Panthers, Bears. That's what we got first on
All
right
right.
here. Uh,
Honestly, I was gonna say
Bears
the Bears put up.
The Bears looked good. I mean, finally, Caleb Williams actually looked like a number one draft pick. He really did. They played fantastic. It's the Panthers, right? But like, still, he's played against not so good teams and not performed. So it's nice to see him actually have a good game that you would expect.
Yeah, he played better today. I still don't think he played great today. That was watching and like there was just still like some stupid things he was just doing. He's definitely growing. Like I've seen like he's definitely grown over the past like 5 weeks. That's for sure. He looks a lot more comfortable now than what he did a couple weeks ago. But if he continues to grow, maybe by the end of the season the Bears can be a threat. But he's definitely has some more growth to for them to do. But the DeAndre Swift looked really good for them today, and their defense. I mean, they shut the Panthers down. I know the Panthers don't have like a star offense or anything, but at the beginning of the game, it was a pretty close game. I think the Panthers were up actually. I think they scored first on them. Chuba Hubbard or Hubbard, I don't know how you say his name.
Chuba Hubbard, yeah.
Chuba Hubbard. But
Yeah.
he had a big touchdown in the beginning.
Yeah, so what I like seeing is, I know you said maybe he didn't make, some of the best plays at times and all that, but he made some throws where before, if there were those throws, he just missed. Like the first
Yeah.
touchdown he had across the middle to Moore, he had missed that before. He had missed that cross, and just or threw it bad enough where the receiver had to go down to the ground or something, so it didn't end up in a touchdown. Whereas he hit him good in stride. He went up the sideline, pretty easy touchdown. So it was nice to see him make some of the like throws you need to make in the NFL in a time where it was right there in front of him. So I mean, 36 points. That's a good day, especially with the win. So they definitely
Yeah.
did way better than I thought, and they finally put up an actual offensive game where I felt like the offense won. I think offense won the game here because they just kept scoring and scoring and scoring and putting up yards and points. So,
Yeah.
not to discount the defense at all, but all the other games, the defense is what has kept them in the game or won them the game. Whereas this one, I feel like they actually executed how they should have. So, good win for the Bears. 3-2 now. Looking pretty good.
Yeah. Another thing I want to note on this game was Rashawn Johnson. He did not step up and take that running back one role that we kind of thought he might have been overtaking DeAndre Swift with, maybe like a little bit, or at least like 50-50. DeAndre Swift is still definitely their number one guy over there. He had a hell of a game today. I mean, he had
Yeah.
21 touches, he had 73 yards, he caught the ball a couple different times too, so he played really, really well. He's quick as fuck, dude. He's really, really quick. And they can dish the ball off to him. They get some good blocks downfield. Like I see why they want to use him in their offense like periodically. Like
Yeah,
he's really good.
He looked explosive today, right? And
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because that is something we talked about. It looked like that job might be slipping away, and it definitely didn't look like it today. Wow, Seahawks are getting the ball back. They could tie it or win. Oh man! So let's get on to the next game. You have anything else to say about that one? Bears and Panthers. I think we kind of.
Not too much. I got a lot to say about the next one.
This next one was a hell. This was a hell of a game, and we
Yeah,
hit the fucking lock, baby. Like there was no
Yeah,
shot.
that was
Fucking 60-yard run or whatever the fuck it was.
in overtime, dude. I was like, no fucking way.
Oh man, I was like, I'm so not hitting on this lock. Like here goes, here goes our percentage. But nope.
Nope.
Man, what a game! Fucking Jamar. Why do the Bengals gotta wait till week like 4 or 5 every single season to start playing?
Yeah, you called that.
Like, man, it's just crazy. I feel like this was their game. They kind of threw it away. I think they should have won this game. The Ravens should have lost, but they hung in there and they did what they needed to. What do you got to? I want to hear what you have to say about this game.
I definitely think the Ravens should have. Well, I mean, the Ravens do lose if that, the hold for the kick is not messed up, and he doesn't mess up the hold right there. So, I mean, assuming McPherson makes the kick there, assuming he does, but I think the Ravens I'm not gonna say they should have lost because they played a really good game. Like I think both teams like deserve like to win this game, and it was just a hell of a game. Lamar looked really good. Lamar is the player of the game for my opinion. Lamar
Bro,
made
how
some
the fuck
really, really, really good plays in that game. Like I
that
don't know, he was like playing Madden today, dude.
for
Like,
real, dude? It was like Madden. That's exactly what it looked like.
yeah, yeah, dude. Lamar looked he looked
Oh.
good today, dude. And like they're using their tight ends. Mark got used a little bit today. Whoever their third string tight end, he got used today. Likely got used today.
Oh, what,
Like
yeah,
they're
what is
using,
third string's
I
called?
think it's like Kohler or something. I don't know exactly what his name is.
Yeah, yeah, Kohler.
But
Yeah, Kohler.
but dude, I mean, I don't even know who their number one tight end is like anymore. They
Dude,
use
they
all
have
of them. All
so
three are getting used like a lot.
they have three wide receiver threes or three tight end threes. Like, cause
Yeah.
they get like a score or so, and not a whole bunch of catches or yards.
Yeah.
Likely had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, right.
Yeah, likely had two touchdowns, and then
It's
Pollard had
so
a good catch and run today. I'm pretty sure for a couple yards.
yeah, it's so weird what they got going on over there. I don't fucking know what to think anymore.
I mean, that's good though. Like Baltimore, like the more I watch them play, the more I realize like I think they could be really, really, really good this year. And like coming from a Steelers fan, it's not a good thing, but for us. But they look good because I mean Lamar can throw. He's got some receivers now. He proved that he can throw it today. I mean, he had 400 something passing yards with 4 touchdowns. I mean, he looked good throwing the ball today. I mean, he's still as quick and mobile as ever. I mean, they have a hell of a run game. Like they're hard to stop. I think the biggest thing for Baltimore is their defense. If they can find the way to, maybe get one or two players here or there on defense, around like the trade deadline or something like that, I think that really completes Baltimore's team.
Yeah, watching them play against Chase, like sometimes in the secondary, I was just like, what's going on here? I'm so confused.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
man.
they need another DB for sure.
So what just happened here? Oh, that's a wide receiver touchdown. What the fuck just happened here?
He scored?
The Giants did. I have no clue what happened though.
Hmm. Rams got the ball back. 2 or 3 minutes left to play, and they're down by
Oh,
5. Woo! The Rams coming back
bro,
in the Packers.
there are so many defensive touchdowns in this late afternoon game. Every single
Yeah,
game had
there
a
was a
defensive touchdown, and the Giants just blocked a field goal and ran it back.
103 and 101 yard defensive touchdowns,
And then
both in the 4 o'clock games.
and then
And the field,
now two field goal blocks for a touchdown. The Giants just blocked a field goal and ran
yeah.
it back to clinch the game.
All right,
Wow.
NFL. What are we doing tonight for the Steelers game? What are
Oh,
they planning out?
I know, right? Um, let's see.
What's in the NFL's algorithm? That's
So
my question.
before we move on from this game, Chase Brown looked good. He got quite a few
Zach Moss
touches.
got hurt, didn't he?
Did he?
Someone got hurt. Brown or Zach Moss, I'm pretty sure got hurt. Let me look this up. Yeah, he is injured.
Man, but it seems like almost everyone had a good game on here except for Justice Hill, because even Henry had a good game. He got 2 touchdowns and he got those yards at the very end that really kind of helped, like secure a solid day when it wasn't a real solid day for him.
Mhm.
But
If nobody watched or got a chance to watch the Baltimore and Cincinnati game, by the way, make sure you watch the highlights for that game because it really was a great game.
yeah, it was man. Jamar Chase, 192 yards, 10 receptions. That's insane, man. He really put up some
Yeah.
points.
I had him going for over 70 plus yards and he hit that. I should have put him like 150 of that. Like shit.
You got anything else for that one?
Not really. No, it's going to the Bills and Texans.
Bills and Texans.
I don't know what the hell the Bills did at the end of the game. They're in their own end zone and they're throwing the ball out of their own end zones 3 times in a row when they could have just played for overtime instead of knowing that they can give the Texans a short field right there. And the Texans got a short field with a little bit of a return. Stroud dumps it off for a fucking 6-yard pass or whatever it was. And then they get a field goal for the win. That was stupid. The Bills should have won. I'm not saying the Bills should have won. The Bills were kind of starting to come back on them there. And then I don't know what coaching that was. I don't know what the hell happened there. that was stupid. But up until that last, like couple seconds of the game, that was a great game.
Yeah,
Nico
sometimes
Collins popped off too.
it popped off for this his touchdown, and then he hurt his hamstring, which
Yeah,
sucked because it looked like he was gonna have a huge fucking game, but he didn't play most of it. He
yeah,
didn't.
which
He didn't.
sucks.
He didn't come back, and that hopefully that doesn't. Hopefully he's not out for too long. But him not coming back at all is kind of worrisome.
Yeah,
So we'll have to see. Um, but that was a good game too. I just was very curious as to why the Bills did that because that seemed like very poor management. I think what they were wanting to do was try to keep the ball alive and just tick down the clock as much as possible because Texans still had 3 timeouts or whatever, and they ended up not even needing but one of them. So I don't think they were. But I do. I'm with you. Like, why not run the
I don't
ball
know why
or
they went.
something? I
Why
don't.
if you're gonna throw it too? Like, why do you go deep on two of those plays and they're on two of the three of them? I mean, you went pretty damn deep and they were both almost intercepted. Like
Yeah.
what? I don't know what the hell that play calling was. At that point in time, knowing you just came back and you kind of have the momentum swing of the game, just play for overtime at that point, man. Like you're tied up, you're in a really shitty spot, backed all the way up into literally your end zone. Just run the ball forward and play for overtime. You're in a lot safer situation at that point.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
That
I'm
was
not too
that was
sure, but
yeah.
Texans got the win. They're 4-1.
Yeah.
I don't think they quite look like a Super Bowl team. But this was a good
Yeah.
win for them because we have the Bills. A pretty good team. If it weren't for that play calling, I think maybe they sneak out a victory there possibly. But uh, we can't go back, right? It's already
Yeah.
done. Um,
You I think you can definitely tell that they really do miss Joe Mixon too. He's a big part of their offense. He takes
yeah,
a lot off of their passing game and like allows their passing game to be what it is because
yeah.
they have to worry about him as well.
Yeah, I'm totally with you there. Joe Mixon looks way more explosive than any of the backs, and Ooga Wagga Wagga Way or whatever. I've I think he got a touchdown
Oh,
today. I don't.
Akers got the touchdown, but he had a lot of touches. He had the most carries, and he also had a bunch of receptions.
Yeah, I just know that he's been taking snaps from Akers, and Akers just doesn't look explosive. He doesn't. I don't got anything else to say to that.
Yeah, on to the next one. Bills blew it.
Colts and Jaguars. Jaguar, no defeated teams left. We got a win for every team
Dude.
after week 5. That means the league seems pretty relatively even. Like there's not like a really bad team that's gonna go winless. Through 10 games, and
hmm
there's only a handful of undefeated teams left. What we got? Kansas City and Minnesota, right? I think is that it?
Yeah, those are the only two left.
Let me see.
Kansas City is to be determined this week, though.
Yeah, they still got to play. Yeah, Kansas
As of
City
now, they
and
are, yeah.
Minnesota. Yeah, so you only got 2 undefeated teams, and you got no defeated teams. So, pretty even in the league right now.
The- Joe Flacco is a fucking
Oh my, he
monster.
had himself a day. Holy, and Alec
Dude,
Pierce in
he's
the
so
second half
good.
had 2 bombs. One of them was a touchdown.
Yeah.
The other one was very close to a touchdown. Um,
Yeah, I thought he was about to take the other one to the house too. But
yeah,
dude, they look so much better under Flacco than what they do
yeah,
with Anthony Richardson. I'm sorry, but like, it just sucks like the situation they're in because like I think AR has a lot of potential, but like,
yeah.
is it more beneficial for him this year to sit behind Flacco if Flacco's out here doing his thing like that, and like let him learn from Flacco more? I mean, he's obviously a vet. He's been around forever, and he's still got it clearly.
Yeah,
So I mean, like,
he threw for almost
he's
400 yards.
fuck. I forget the stat they said today. He's throwing for. It's ever since he came into the like last year for like the Browns and he started starting games. I think in like 6 games since like he started starting last year for the Browns, he's throwing like multi-touchdown games and stuff. Like, damn, he's cooking, dude.
The unfortunate part of this is they didn't win. Like he had himself a day and they
Yeah,
lost.
yeah, yeah,
But I don't think you can. I mean, when your quarterback throws up stats like that, I don't think you can really blame him too much. This looks more like the defense than the
yeah.
offense. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Richardson should sit for longer, at least until
Yeah.
like let Flacco try to get you some wins, maybe put you into like the playoff conversation, and then if you're out of the playoffs, that's when you get Richardson back in there, getting
Yeah.
that time, getting those reps. Let him sit and learn and watch and learn something because Flacco looks, I mean, great. And finally, Trevor Lawrence showed up. Finally, like it
Yeah.
was kind of
He
yeah, day
he
two.
still made he didn't have a lot of incompletions today. But his incompletions that he did have, there was like one or two that was still like, what the hell? Like, it's
Yeah.
like stupid decisions. Um,
You know what we did see
but
this week?
overall, that was a great game, though. I think that was a good comeback that the Colts posted on the Jags. With the Jags, they held out.
We finally saw offenses pop off like we expected. I feel like
Yes.
we definitely like saw some. I mean, like when you look at the fantasy stats and stuff, that's you can kind of tell.
Yeah.
You got some people who scored like 50 something fantasy points from one player.
Yeah.
So these offenses are starting to look more like a well-oiled machine. And I don't think it's
Yeah,
too high
they're getting
safety
in rhythm
stuff.
now.
Yeah, I think they just needed some time to get going a little bit longer than other years.
The quarterback play as a whole, like across the league today as a whole, was much, much, much better.
Much
And
better. Yeah.
it was so much better to watch, honestly. Like there was actually like some good like football to watch.
Let's see. We still got
On to the next game. Who do you have for your next game? I think my list is a little bit different than yours.
Dolphins, Patriots.
Um, kind of ugly.
Yeah, I don't have to. I don't.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna send this link. Did you see the last second touchdown the Patriots should have had?
I thought they scored it.
Yeah.
I was I had it muted and I was watching other games and I have no clue what happened. I just saw they scored and then they didn't. I was like, what?
So he got both feet down in the end zone, but his heel didn't touch on his second foot. So they said both feet have to be fully in the end zone. I was like, what? Like what about like toe drags like on the end zone and stuff like that? Like I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. I thought it was a touchdown. I think the Patriots won this game. I don't know. I gotta look at the video real quick.
So here's what I think because I know what you're talking about. If you're facing towards the field of play and you catch the ball and you're backing up and your heel comes down out of bounds, or I guess not at all, it doesn't count as you gotta get your full foot down. I don't understand the logic behind that, other than maybe not having that like sometimes you can't tell if a foot's elevated or not. But I still think
Yeah.
that's horseshit. I think they should get rid of that rule. I have no clue why it's in there. But if you're facing like towards the out of bounds and you toe drag, that's okay. So I don't understand why it was like that.
Look at the link I put. Look at the link I put in chat and watch the video. Let's watch the video. Because I mean, I still think this is the touchdown. Like
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Even like knowing the rule and that shit and everything, I still just think it's. I still think it's a touchdown. I think it was a bullshit call. So the
Yeah.
Patriots carried it off, and I think the Patriots should be 2-3 right now, not 1-4. I don't know. The Dolphins, by any means, like I think it was overall an ugly game, but a very interesting call here. I'm sure it'll slow it down.
Yeah, see, I don't understand the logic of that. Like, why? That should be a catch. I know the rule, but I hate the rule. I hate it. Like,
That's a touchdown, dude.
Dude.
Fuck.
that is a touchdown. Like, that's a catch. Like,
That's a hell of a
Oh,
catch,
come on,
dude. For like
Wes.
to get like your feet in bounds like that, like that's the rookie receiver poke too. I mean, like, come on, like, that's a tutty. That's bullshit. In my opinion, that's bullshit.
I mean, look, that's so stupid. Just dislocate your whole knee with your brain and turn your foot around and drag the toe. Come on, man. God, get the fuck out of here, NFL. Y'all got it. I think this will be talked about. This will probably be
Yeah,
talked
it
about
should be
tomorrow on
talked
some of the
about.
shows. Yeah, it should. This is why this isn't a touchdown. I have no clue. No clue. It doesn't make any sense to me. You can clearly see
Yeah.
two two anything's touching bounds. That'd be like your knee coming down in bounds and your hip landing out of bounds, and them saying, "Oh no, you didn't drag it right," and your hip hit after your knee, so it's still. I don't know. I just
Yeah. Yeah, I
oh
don't get
man,
it.
I was very
I'm
curious as
gonna
to why
watch
this.
some talk shows tomorrow to see what they got to say about that. That's for sure.
Yeah, but that's man, that's rough, dude. I don't. I hate that.
Yeah. But as far as anything else goes in this game, not really anything pretty. Tyler Huntley still, I mean, he threw the ball a little bit more today. They got the ball to Tyreek, which is good.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
Tyreek got the ball a little
uh,
more, and also Stevenson pretty much kept his dominant carries. Gibson did not.
yeah.
So that was like I don't know if that was just like they tried to get us like we got you. Stevenson's still our man, but
When Gibson did touch the ball, he made it count. I mean, both running backs played really good. They both, I mean, Stevenson averaged 7.4 yards per carry, and Gibson averaged 8.7 yards per carry. So
yeah,
you can't really ask for much better than that. Your two running backs, like that's pretty damn good. Um, it was kind of a sloppy game, though. Honestly, like quarterback
it
play
was.
still wasn't good in this game, and just both teams aren't very good, in my
It's kind of
opinion.
what we thought, right?
Um,
Like this is
yeah.
kind of more or less what 15-10. That looks like a weird ass score.
I'm surprised it didn't end 9-12, but
Yeah, yeah,
that's
for
the only
real.
thing that shocks me on that game. Um, next game, I think we got the
Commanders and Browns. Commanders look good, man.
yeah.
They look good.
I love Dan Quinn.
Yeah, me too. I'm
Dude,
so pissed we lost him. I'm such a Dan Quinn fan.
he's done such a good job with them so far this year. Like offense, defense, like everything. Like Commanders are 100% with it this year. I think they, in my opinion, are probably my new favorites to win that division again with the Cowboys and the Eagles and
Both
the Giants.
both do not look good. Cowboys and Eagles
I
do not
honestly
look.
never thought I would ever pick the Commanders to beat the Cowboys or the Eagles in that division. I'm not. I think the Cowboys still can win the division. I think the Eagles have the other second best chance than the Commanders probably, but I don't know. The Commanders look very complete, dude. The Browns, Deshaun Watson shows a lot of frustration. He just doesn't seem to be with the team fully right now. I can see them possibly making a quarterback change next week or the week after, probably, because the Browns do not look good. Their
Who's
defense is overrated. The Browns team, I'm telling you, they're not very good, man. Their offense, they don't scare anyone either.
who's their backup?
Who the Browns?
Yeah, the backup quarterback.
Jameson Winston.
Oh yeah, he actually got in today. That's right. Ah,
Hmm. Do you know, well, do you guys know if Tua is going to be back anytime soon? I think Tua is still in the IR right now. He's still been
yeah.
going to like a neurologist and stuff. So I don't think there is even a time on his return. Yet I personally don't even think he should play again after that injury. But I think we both agree on that. But I don't think there's any time of return of when he'll be back.
Honestly, I don't know if anybody knows when he's coming back, and I don't even.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's maybe not even soon. He could retire. Like it's. Why did that double? That sucks.
Thank you for the follow, Chewy.
That sucks that it does the double. We talked about that, right, Shrek? You said something happened. Oh, it's no, I don't have that open. But yeah, thank you for the follow anyway.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. Yeah, I really don't think anyone knows when he's coming back. He could retire. So it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
everything's open right now. He could come back as soon as IR ends and continues playing. He could sit out the rest of the season. He could retire. I don't really think there's a plan. No one. I don't think anyone has any information or anything. That's still kind of just being evaluated, and they're just taking it slow.
Yeah. But all
Um,
right.
the Commanders, though, man, they just look good. Their whole offense looked good. The receivers, running backs,
Yeah.
all three running backs look good. Eckler came back and he hit a 40-yard screen pass, or like I hit the over prop on him right out the window.
On one play, yeah, I was with
Yeah.
you there.
So Commanders look super good. Browns look really bad. I don't know what to do about the Browns. I don't. They need to have a quarterback switch. They need more
Yeah.
than that. But I definitely think Deshaun Watson in there is not going to get them very many wins.
I almost think the Browns need to like tank their season so they can draft their quarterback. But we know what happens when Cleveland drafts quarterback, so I
Yeah,
don't know if
it's
that's also going to help them either.
there's always that stat meme of how many quarterbacks they've had since whatever year you want to pick. It's the most of any team since then, like all the way back to like what 2000. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Um, but yeah, Commanders look really good. Look to be dominant in maybe that division. So we'll have to see. Broncos and
Hmm.
Raiders are next. Broncos offense finally. Bo Nix,
Yeah,
your boy is coming around.
yeah. I like Bo, man. I said that at the beginning of the year, and
Yep.
I I think like he just I don't know. It seems like he's really like calmed down the past like couple like weeks. I mean, they've won 3 games in a row now. They started 0-2, but I mean they've won the past 3 games. Um, I think their running backs are starting to get better. Like I mean, Javante Williams had a hell of a game today.
Yeah,
He
he
just
did.
he popped off, bro. And then Cortland Sutton seems to kind of be feeling like his like role as wide receiver one. They're using Marvin Mims. They're getting some other guys mixed in. McLeod's running the ball well. Honestly, the Broncos don't look bad as long as their defense can continue to be half decent and Nix continues to get more comfortable. I mean, I don't think the Broncos are going to be a terrible team, honestly. I mean, I like Knicks going into the year, but I'm surprised they won the past 3 games in a row, honestly.
When the fuck is it not? I wanted to show y'all a name. Okay. Why is stats aren't pulling up? Okay, never mind.
Who is it?
Uh, he played for UT. He was actually a tight end. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Is it
But
Humphrey
it,
or
no. Lil Jordan Humphrey. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's a name that it seems like he's starting to get more touches. He had some more touches today. Um, and he's former University of Texas receiver. So I have my eyes
yeah.
on him, of course.
I know you got to be big on him.
Yeah, but Sutton actually didn't have a great game. Um, he
He
didn't
didn't
have anything until the second half.
he didn't have a great game, but I still think as a wide receiver one, like I don't think he played like a bad game. Like outside of like you don't have to catch the ball, to have like a good game and stuff
Oh yeah,
too.
because
Like
you can be
like,
a good
this would
blocker
be a key
too.
player.
Like yeah,
Yeah, and even he was pulling like corners and safeties and stuff like that. Making other plays available for other players. So you definitely had some attention drawn on him today. I don't think he played bad.
um,
They have a lot of people that are getting the ball too, like a lot of different people.
Raiders looked bad.
Minshew got benched.
Minshew had a bad game. That interception, they came out looking good, and that interception just completely turned the game around. And once that happened, it was game over from there. The Broncos just put it on them. And Trey Tucker,
Yeah.
we did not hit on my lock, so that's unfortunate. I really thought he was gonna get easily like 5 or 6 catches easily, and that did not happen. So we were wrong on one of our locks. We were right on the other lock. We still got the Steelers game coming up for the third lock of this week.
Yeah.
Um,
But I wonder who the Raiders are going to start next week, considering like that was the coach's decision to bench Gardner. Like it wasn't because he got hurt or anything like that. Like that was just coach's decision
I
to
think it
put
was the right
Aiden O'Connell
decision.
in. I do and I don't. I mean, I don't know. My biggest thing is are they planning to stick with Aiden O'Connell? Like, do they want to go with him, or like what do they want to do
Yeah.
there?
What
Like,
was this? Was this just because he was having a rough game and you just wanted to change it
yeah,
up, or is this like a full full switch
yeah,
on the depth chart? That'll be something to watch this upcoming week because I still think the Raiders are can put up points and stuff like that. The Broncos defense is good. Um,
yeah. They
they
look
are
pretty damn good.
yeah. So I wouldn't look at the Raiders and just say, oh, well, their offense is complete shit. Because I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I think they can still put up points and stuff like that. Next game,
The
40.
Raiders are also kind of trying to find themselves in offense with Devontae being out too, so it's a big
Yeah.
L for them. The Cardinals squeaked it out.
Man,
Let's
I'm
go.
good for them. Like, I like the Cardinals. I'm not a 49ers fan. I respect them because I think they've done well over the last, 5, 6, 7 years. Um, but Yeah, Cardinals look good. They keep coming back. Like they keep
Yeah,
hanging in there, man. They just
they
um
can. The Cardinals can score, man. The Cardinals can score. They remind me almost like of like the Commanders' offense. I feel like the Commanders and the Cardinals have very comparable offenses with fast, quick quarterbacks that both have some pretty good receivers downfield. Um, I mean, he was quick today, dude. The first touchdown of the game, he
50-yard
took off,
touchdown.
dude. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he took off.
Blinked and he
But
was
the
gone.
Cardinals look good, dude. I mean, for their defense to hold the Niners to 23 points, I mean, good for them. But one thing I will say also is Ayuk finally showed up a little bit today.
That's what I was about to say. You took the words out of my
Yeah,
mouth. He finally showed. I talked about it. I said, maybe he might finally show up. We're getting to that point in the season where this, if he didn't do too much, this would kind of be towards the end of what a preseason would look like.
yeah,
And yeah, he had 100 yards in, I think, the first half, right?
yeah.
It
He
was
ended up
pretty
with
quick.
8 receptions for 147 yards.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'm sure some people at this point had signed off on him or just had enough of
Yeah,
his bullshit. Like, I'm not starting this motherfucker again until he pops off. So it's going to kind of be confusing for if anyone who does own him if they want to start him. But yeah, he finally showed up, um, and they got to win. I don't know
yeah.
if I don't know how the 49ers are going to end up this season.
I, yeah, I don't know, man, because like outside of McCaffrey being out, like they're not really missing
They had
too much
Trent,
else.
Trent Williams was missing for a game or two. He did come back. Debo was
Yeah,
out. Kittle was out. Those guys came back. I think they were only out for a game each.
yeah.
Debo might have been out for two, but anywho, so they have missed key players at times, but they got them back and they still lost this game. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I
I don't
just
know what to think of them.
yeah, I don't either, man. Um, it's like we're finally getting to like the point in the season after like you see these teams play 5 games. Where, like I feel comfortable like kind of getting like a true opinion on them. I'm starting to.
You're starting to
So
be able
like
to have that like
yeah,
baseline, like really good. You can see who they've played, and it's not just a
yeah,
hiccup here or there.
yeah.
Um,
Better teams are playing different. You know what I mean? Like teams you would expect like the Niners to beat the Cardinals because you think they're like a really good team. Looking at that game at the beginning of the season, you would say yeah, the Niners are probably going to crush the Cardinals. But
I
I
mean,
mean, we're in week 5 now. It's a different story. So
and it was a 7 point spread, right?
yeah, it was seven
Yeah.
points. The
So
Cardinals +7.
yeah. So that's
So
a
they did
pretty
more than cover.
pretty significant underdog win.
Yeah, it
For
was.
when you look at that, that's a big spread in the NFL. So, but Packers and Rams, that game finally finished up. Packers ended up taking care of business. This game went about exactly as I thought. It
Mhm.
went very, very similar to how I thought. Packers ended up, getting up, and the Rams tried to play catch up. I don't know how many times Stafford threw the ball, but I know it was a shit ton. And the Packers did have another interception. So that's every single week so far that the Packers have had an interception or
Mhm.
more in a game. So every game they've had interception. I'll be curious to see how long they can continue that streak.
Yeah, their defense looks really really good. The Another thing for me is Kyron Williams has scored at least one rushing touchdown in every single game so far this season. Um, he's getting a lot of touches and a
A lot of
lot of red
usage.
zone
A lot of
touches. Oh
usage.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're using the shit out of him. So anyone that has him in fantasy or do you thought about using him for like a DraftKings lineup like one week for like an anytime touchdown? I mean, I think it's a safe play because I mean he scores.
Yeah.
They're definitely using the hell out of him.
Yeah, I'm with you here. He's done better than I thought this year. He had a pretty good year last year. I didn't expect him to
Hmm.
have as good, and he has. He's had a fantastic year. Top five fantasy football running back. Can't complain about
Oh
that.
yeah, no, not at all. No, he's been killing it.
And the Packers receiving core doesn't matter who gets hurt. They just have another guy steps in. And then man, Kraft
The
fucking popped off. Two touchdowns.
yeah,
Here go finally a tight end who does something.
yeah, right, man.
But will he do it
But
multiple weeks? Like.
Dobbs, I think the weirdest part about this too is that Dobbs missed the game for the Packers because he missed 2 practices during the week.
Mm-hmm.
That was like come on, dude, be better. Like you knew that. Like you're in the NFL by now. Like
You
do
get paid
better, bro.
millions,
Like
dog. You don't
yeah,
you don't
right.
miss. Don't
Like
just don't. Come
yeah,
on,
right.
man.
Like you said, you're literally getting paid millions to play football right now. Like
Yeah.
get a fucking practice, dude. It's the least you can do.
Um.
But I agree.
So
I think the game went pretty much how we expected it to go.
yeah. Giants Seahawks. Um.
Uh,
Giants went
I don't know.
in Seattle and beat them.
Yeah.
And I see. This is what I figured when we looked. I remember after week 3 they were 3-0. They were one of the few undefeated teams, and I didn't want to put them too high because they hadn't really played anyone. We looked at the quarterbacks of who they played.
Hmm.
Here they played someone who's more of a veteran, and Daniel Jones had himself. I mean, he played very well and without
He
neighbors.
did.
Um,
He. I was gonna say he crushed the over today on his passing prop.
yeah, his passing prop was like 186, and I said, "Yep, I'm taking the over on
Yeah,
that." Just because
he
I thought
crushed it.
I thought they were gonna have to play from behind. Honestly, I didn't expect them to come out and play as well as they did. But the thing about Daniel Jones, and we know this, when is he gonna crumble? Because it happens. He's gonna have that game where he
Hmm.
comes in, or 2 or 3 or 4 in a row, and that's whenever like it's just sooner or later when's that gonna happen.
Yeah,
But when
it's
he's
not a
playing
matter of if;
well,
it's a matter of when.
they look good. I mean, they do. They look good.
Yeah,
The Singletary was out for this game, and they had Gray started, and then I don't remember what the other guy, something
Tyron
Junior.
Tracy popped the fuck
Yeah,
off,
he
dude. He
did over
looked
100
good.
rushing yards, man, and he
18
looked
carries
good.
for 129 yards, dude. That
He
was
looked
like,
good.
damn. Yeah, he looked really good today. Another person I saw, you called it Darius Slayton today. They used the shit out of Darius Slayton. But Wan'Dale Robinson, it really seems he got some good receptions. He also got a rush today, too, a rushing attempt. But
Yeah,
yeah, they really didn't look bad, man, like at all. Like their offense was, especially for Singletary being out. I know he's not like a star-studded running back or anything, but for their RB1 being out, I mean, he might not get his job back after this.
I mean,
Tyron Tracy's look pretty damn good.
anytime you can put up over 100 yards, and it's not because of just one long run. It's not like he had like a 70-yard carry and then all the other
Yeah,
carries were like 2 or 3 yards. I mean, he was getting 8 to 10 yards here and there.
yeah,
So it was a very solid day. And anytime you can do that in the NFL, like that's a good day, especially whenever you're not the running back one. Typically, you come in and maybe he earned himself some more carries, or some more
yeah, I
touches.
think so. I mean,
Um,
18 carries for that 7.2 yards per carry is, I mean, that's really good. That's really, really good.
yeah.
So,
Let's see.
on to tonight's game.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go ahead and talk tonight's
Let's
game.
go.
Let's
How
see. Do I
about
want to
them
use
Cowboys?
this? Let's switch to this. Let's just go ahead and switch to this. Let's go to Sportsbook for right now. Yeah, we got the Cowboys and Steelers. My Cowboys, Shrek Steelers. Um, hey, how about all right, Shrek? What do you say to this? All right. Oh, I don't. Never mind. Fuck. I don't. Nah, I don't have a Steelers jersey. I was gonna say we could totally make a
uh,
little bet, but I don't have any Steelers attire. I was just thinking,
so I don't have any Cowboy attire either.
what we got to think of something off stream that maybe the losing team has to, I don't know, wear something next week, or I don't know. We
I
might be
gotta
able
wear my cowboy hat.
to, yeah, something like that. Anywho, we got Cowboys and Steelers. The spread is back to 2.5. It was 3
Oh,
earlier
okay.
today. It had changed while we were live earlier.
Okay. I I personally I took the Steelers money line on this. I think this game could be really I think it can go one or two ways. I think the Steelers win in both ways, in my opinion. I think it's either going to be a close back and forth game. Dallas gets the ball, they're able to like actually throw the ball. then I think it's going to be a pretty close game and pretty tight. And that's why I picked the Steelers for the money line. But if Dallas can't pass the ball, they're definitely not going to be able to run the ball in Pittsburgh, I don't think. So I don't know. I just took the Steelers money line because I think it could be pretty close. But I don't know. Do you
So
have any big players you see popping off this game?
yeah, I think Harris is going to absolutely. So the problem here is, I would say if we had Lawrence and Parsons, I'd say yeah, I think it's going to come down. It could be a very close game. Either team could win with a field goal at the very end type deal. Um,
Hmm.
I don't think that's how it's going to go. We got two significant of injuries. You can't make up for the two Pro Bowlers that are missing.
Is is Diggs out too? Or
Not that I know of. I know Cooks is out. So I'm looking for Jalen Tolbert to step up for that wide receiver too, and he's very cheap on DraftKings, and I think he's going to be a decent pickup. I think you can see anywhere from like 3 to 5 receptions, maybe 50 yards or so, and a touchdown. Um, I think that could happen. What I think is going to happen here is we're going to come out. Pittsburgh will take the lead in the first half. I don't know if it'll be in like right off the bat or by the second quarter, but I think Pittsburgh will start running the ball a lot, and the Cowboys will try to get something of a run game going. Won't be able to, and Prescott's going to throw 50 or something passes, and we're just going to try to play catch up the whole game. That's how I think this is going to go. I think the only way it stays close is if, like what I talked about, maybe in the Green Bay game, how I saw the Rams maybe getting behind and being able to get some garbage time points and stuff like that, and make it up
Mhm.
to where they score a touchdown with like 1 minute left, and that brings it within like two or something. That's the only way. Aside from that, I think this is a double digit win for the Steelers.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I think the Steelers do not like honestly like being like not biased. Like I mean, I do think the Steelers win tonight. I think their defense is going to be pissed after giving up what they did last week against the Colts when they knew they could have done better. And I think a Sunday night game in Pittsburgh, it's the crowd's going to be wild. Snoop Dogg's there, they're going to be even more wild. um, but
Wait, Snoop's gonna be there?
yeah, Snoop's been there all day, bro. He's been posting shit on Instagram all day about him hanging out with fucking Coach Tomlin. Shit, he's at the fucking field, like riding the exercise bikes and shit, bro.
Okay, man. I
Snoop.
think maybe some of the players on y'all. That sounds good to me. Come on, Snoop, smoke them up. Get them high and fuck them up.
Snoop's a huge Steelers fan, dude.
I did not know that. I did not know that. I know
Oh,
he's a sports
yeah.
fan.
Yeah, he's been a huge Steelers fan, dude. I love it.
Yeah, I think Watt's gonna just be. I could see Prescott getting sacked 5 or 6 times tonight. Um,
Yeah.
I
Alex
think
Highsmith is out for the Steelers, but I think outside of Watt, I think you can look to see Nick Herbig getting at least a sack, at least one sack tonight as well.
yeah. I remember
He,
week one
I
you
like
mentioned
him.
him. Week
I
one
love
you were
him.
big on him. So there is one player for the Cowboys to watch tonight on defense, and that's Overshown. Remember that name. By the end of the season, a lot of people I think will know it. He's from Texas, and he ended up being a
Oh,
very good
six
pick.
boys.
He I know my boys, man.
I know.
He ended up getting injured last year when we drafted him, and he finally got in this year after recovering, and he looked dominant last week. I mean, he was all over the field making tackles. So I expect him to make a couple plays. In fact, he could make a very good defensive play where it could turn the game. So look out for that name. Just remember him, and we'll see if Diggs can step up. We're gonna need some defensive touchdowns. Um, but yeah, I don't. I can't see us. Although I will say I have said this year where I'm like I can't see this team doing this. I just can't see them standing with this team toe to toe or anything,
Mhm.
and they have, because this year has been very very peculiar. It's been a very interesting year. Lots of unique things happening.
No,
um,
that is for sure.
I
Sorry,
al-
I'm going through. I'm trying to make one more last second bet.
I also like for because of how I think this game's gonna play out. I think Ferguson has actually a pretty substantial role with Cooks being out and us probably playing from
Mm-hmm.
behind and not being able to run, and having what is Highsmith? Is that his name, right?
Alex Highsmith.
Yeah, having him out,
Yeah.
I think Ferguson could have a big game here. I have him as a captain in one of my DraftKings lineups just because I think he could get targeted pretty hefty.
Yeah. Um, Pat Fryer. That's another one. I've been meaning to talk about him.
Yep.
Move. The move. I love him, bro. He's so damn consistent.
Yeah, yeah. You talked about him
One.
earlier today.
Yeah, so he's had at least four receptions in every single game so far. Yeah, like I said, at least four receptions in every single game so far this year. Tonight on DraftKings, he's listed to have 3.5 for the under or over. I do like the over for that. I see him. That's just all year, man. Like even dating back like the last year, he gets like his 4 or 5 catches a game. They might be for 5 yards, and he might run one out for 30 yards, but it's always in the middle of the field. He's gonna get hit somewhere in the middle. He's no, he's just a solid tight end. He always finds a way to get himself open. I like him to cover that tonight.
I'm with you here because we also are expecting rain. I don't think right when kickoff happens, but shortly after kickoff, maybe in second quarter, we might start to see some rain. This
Hmm.
game could actually get delayed by lightning if it's in the area. So that's something that could happen. Um, but expect some wet conditions, and I think that affects your passing game. Um,
Hmm.
but I think it helps like the checkdowns, like the tight ends and the running backs. Um, and so I'm with you here. I think he gets 5 receptions easily. Um,
Yeah.
like you said, he's been very consistent, and I don't see any reason to change that. I don't even if the Steelers run the ball a whole bunch, I still see him being a check down because then that opens up play action.
Yeah.
Wide open tight end. I mean, it's just I can see it very easily happening.
And they've as the weeks have gone on, they've been letting Justin Fields like it seems like they're letting him do more and more each and every week. Like whatever like it's almost like whatever he's comfortable with. Like they're doing now instead of just like baby steps along the way. He's a lot more of a selection. I feel like they're giving him a lot more of a selection at least.
Yeah, I
And
feel like they're giving him a lot more
I
freedom. That's how I feel.
yeah
Like let
I
him
think
letting him do his thing.
Yeah, I think Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith is exactly what Justin Fields needed. He couldn't have asked for just like literally Arthur Smith. I wasn't even huge on him, but like you can't ask for like his offensive style is perfect. It'd be perfect for Justin Fields. Like he needed an offensive coordinator like Arthur Smith, and Smith can be a good offensive coordinator when he has a quarterback like that. He can actually do stuff with it how he wants to, and I feel like the half of the reason he was kind of like shunned upon is because Desmond Ridley, or however the fuck you say his name, was his quarterback in Atlanta. So I mean, he didn't have much to work with. But I think he's done a great job so far in Pittsburgh, and I mean, I love it, dude. I think we're on a roll.
Yeah, I do think I'm just hoping conditions aren't messy enough. But both kickers are at 6.5 uh, field goal points, so not fantasy football
Hmm.
points, but field goal points. So you kick a field goal from 60 yards, it's still only 3 points because that's what a field goal's worth. Um, both
You get points
kickers,
for extra points there too.
yeah, you get one
Okay.
for yeah. It's just like field goal
Yeah, it's
points,
the
however
same.
much
Okay.
that kick counts for in real score. Um,
Okay.
both are at 6.5, and I think both kickers here get the over on that. Actually, very easily. You have probably two of the top kickers in the league as far as like how many
Yeah.
kicks they've had and how many fantasy points they've had. Both have made a lot of kicks, and Aubrey is very good at 50 and over. So
Yeah.
even with a little bit messy conditions, I still think they're going to get each 2 field goals and at least, if not more. I just see this game playing out like that with it being wet and messy, and maybe some drops, and that leads to more field goals. Um, so that's a prop that I'm looking at that I went both kickers over and put like $10 down on that. So
Yeah. I like that. I think, like you said, I mean, Aubrey and Boswell are both. I mean, there's two of the most consistent, if not the two most consistent kickers in the league as of this year, so far this year. So I
Yeah.
really like that prop. You see,
So
Deuce Vaughn is out as well, daily running back.
oh, I did not. I did not see
He was a
that.
healthy scratch.
Wow, interesting. I wonder. Hmm.
I wonder what that's about.
Maybe they needed the wide receiver depth. That's the only.
Maybe, yeah.
That's
That,
the.
that could be
I'm
it.
trying to think of like why you would scratch him. And I'm thinking maybe for like more special team stuff with a wide receiver
Yeah,
who can play, that fourth or fifth wide receiver that Dallas might need.
yeah.
While
Because they do have
being
Zeke too.
yeah. Um, yeah, I think so. I think we can move on to the Chiefs and Saints game.
Okay,
Unless
yeah.
you got anything else to add.
Um, One thing else I have to add about that is I'm pissed that we're not playing Roman Wilson. I don't know why. He's healthy, dude. Like he's in practice making plays for them, and I don't know. It just pisses me off that we. To me, it's almost like a wasted draft pick so far because I feel like he can make the offense even better than what it has been so far. He's
Where did he
quick, he's explosive.
Where did he come from? What college?
Michigan,
Michigan. Oh, okay, okay.
Michigan. Yeah,
Um,
receiver from Michigan. I mean, he was really good in there up in Michigan, dude. Like, I really think, I really like him. And you Steelers, I mean, you know how they are drafting wide receivers. Pretty get pretty damn lucky if going for receivers.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I just wish that we would play him. I don't know if there's. I mean, I'm sure there's more to it, but like as he's been playing like fully like in pads in practice, he's just the scratch, dude. Like I don't get it.
Maybe they want him to have one more week. I don't know. Um,
Oh yeah.
but while we're talking about the Saints and Chiefs game, that's the Monday night game tomorrow. Um,
Mm,
Feel free if y'all have any questions, go ahead and ask them because we're only gonna be streaming for another 5 or 10 minutes. Then we're gonna shut it down for the game. So I'm
mm,
pumped up about it. I'm trying to be a realist. So, but Kansas City Chiefs and the Saints. We talked about this on the earlier morning stream. It looks like I think the Saints are going to win this game. Both me and Shrek think kind of the same. We think the Chiefs are overrated this year. They easily could be 1-3 or 0-4 or 2-2.
mm.
I think they've got relatively lucky, and eventually, when you get in those games, time over time, you're gonna lose some of them. You do have Mahomes, but we showed that Shrek showed that graphic this morning about how
Mm.
he's not doing that good this year. Um,
Yeah, he's definitely not blowing the world away.
yeah, he's definitely not the favorite for MVP, right? Couldn't be.
Yeah, that's so stupid. That pisses me off. We saw that earlier, dude. I was like, really, really, like, why?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Collinsworth made that list.
I really think the Chiefs try to shut down Kamara here, and that's gonna allow Shaheed and Olave to pop off. Um,
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see Carr have a pretty good game if he doesn't take a whole bunch of sacks. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can see that will really hurt the Saints here is if Carr just can't get the ball out how he has been.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Like, I think we both agreed in the Shaheed having a good game. Um, just because, like you said, I think they're really going to focus on Kamara. They have to focus on Kamara. But, I don't know. I just think the Saints take care of business. And like we said, I'm just not big on the Chiefs this year, man. I know they're undefeated. Maybe we should be taking them more seriously. I'm not. I know you're not, because every game is either come down to like the last play or a questionable call by the refs or something like that. So they
And
haven't like went out there and like kicked ass. They haven't went out there and like won a football game. You know what I mean? Like they're
they're
barely getting out by the skin of their teeth.
they're undefeated, but they don't look like the Vikings, right? Like
No, I think the
Vi-
Vikings
the
would whoop
Vikings and
their
Chiefs,
ass.
yeah, the Vikings look like an undefeated team, Super Bowl threat. Like, they look very, very good. Whereas the Chiefs, undefeated, but don't look good. They don't look solid. They've
Hmm.
got injuries, and I think they're gonna miss Rice a lot.
Yeah,
Uh,
he was clearly Mahomes' favorite target.
yeah.
That was
Um,
pretty clear that he was.
yeah, I don't got too much more.
I'm so hyped.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
I'm waiting all day for this shit.
I think I'm gonna put together a pick six with Fryer. I just call him Fryer because I don't know how to say the rest of his
Yeah.
name.
It's called Move.
Call him what?
Move.
Booth.
Yep. Muth.
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 Oh, okay.
Muth.
Oh,
You'll
Fryer
hear
Muth.
whenever he catches
Okay,
the ball
yeah.
tonight.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Well,
It's just
Shrek. Good luck to your Steelers.
yeah, bro. Good luck to the Cowboys. I think they're gonna need it tonight, man.
Um,
I'm
well,
hoping to wake up and see Stephen A. Smith tomorrow morning on Instagram or tonight saying
no, no,
about them Cowboys.
no, no. Before we end the stream, let's kind of go over who popped off again. We'll just kind of recap. So
Okay.
this is our sleeper. It's called Sleeper. That's the website. Um, it's similar to ESPN and all the other ones. There are no bonuses though for over 100 yards, like in some other leagues. I'm trying to think of what other bonus. This is PPR league. I think there's bonuses for going over 200 yards on rushing or
Yeah.
receiving.
Yeah.
So here's how it stands today. You got Jamar Chase, 41 points, absolutely popped off. 10 receptions, 12 targets, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cincinnati finally showed up. Kirk Cousins had himself a hell of a game on Thursday, 509 yards. We saw multiple quarterbacks have almost 400-yard games, and a lot of them went over 300. Finally, we finally saw that happen. So you got Burrow that's in there. You got Lamar Jackson had a game,
Mm-hmm.
35 and 33 points. Drake London, obviously, Kirk Cousins go to 33 points. Mooney had 32 points. That's crazy that both of them had hell of. And then you got Higgins
Yeah.
also. This is crazy that you had
A double.
two
Yeah.
double resets, two double sets of receivers that are in top 10 in fantasy points for this week. Will y'all hold Waddle or try to trade? I'm trading. I'm trading Waddle if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's what I would do.
I think I don't know. I really looked to see the Dolphins to try and make a trade for a quarterback soon.
Now,
I think if
I
they get a
know.
quarterback, they can at least get him the ball. But I don't know. If they don't get another quarterback in the next like week or two, I would trade him honestly.
Okay, so here's actually what I would do. I would maybe wait for IR. I'd wait to see what Tua is gonna do once like after the 4 week period. See what they say on him, and really pay attention because the second that anything happens, I'd try to trade him. Like if they say that Tua's not coming back. Now, if Tua's coming back, then yeah, Waddle definitely has value. But if not, and they don't get another quarterback, he doesn't have value. Um,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Garrett Wilson finally had himself a day. 29 fantasy points, 13 receptions, 22 targets. I did not know. What the fuck? He got targeted 22 times?
Wait, Garrett Wilson did?
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
that's crazy.
You
I,
want to hear
I don't
something funny?
I don't know the last time I seen someone get targeted 20 times or more.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen that. It's been a long time at least.
Go ahead. What's
Uh, so I'm winning my fantasy league this week so far.
oh,
I
let's see.
have Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb in tonight. But I have the Steelers defense in, so that's kind of conflicting. But it's all right.
But they can both have value.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, it just is weird. Yeah, you're right. So here's our league right now. I think I'm gonna win my matchup. Pluto and Dud are in a relatively close matchup. Um, Looks like Shrek is gonna handedly take the victory over Josh, unless some crazy shit happens.
Yeah,
Kyder looks to go 4-1, as it looks like he's secured the win over Funman. And then Dink and Chauncey, it definitely looks like Dink's gonna take that.
Yeah, sure.
So, but all right, man. Well, that's gonna do it.
I got
Oh, go. Wait, what's
I
up?
was gonna say I got two little fun facts here before we end. I just want to point out, I
Let's hear
saw
'em.
this earlier. The last year, the Jets threw 5 games in the season. Obviously, Rodgers went to start the first game. Zach Wilson came in, and the next 4 games were started by Zach Wilson. At that point, last time through 5 games, the Jets had scored 93 points and were 2-3. At this point, through Rodgers' 5 starts, they are 2-3 and have 93 points. So absolutely zero difference between Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers so far. And
Wow.
also, the last team to start 5-0 and miss the playoffs was the 2016 Minnesota Vikings, and the Vikings are 5-0. So, not saying I think it's gonna happen, but it's something to sleep on.
Yeah, I like those stats.
Little fun
Those.
fact.
Look, Shrek's got a numbers guy, man. I'm telling you, Shrek just has it. Yeah.
I see stats and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll be live again tomorrow for the Monday night game, same time
Yep.
as we were today. Good luck on y'all's bets. Sleep on some stuff. We're down for some questions. Look into some things, and we'll be back tomorrow to discuss more football action.
The Monday night game. Yep.
Yeah, we might
We'll
even
see you.
we
We'll see
might
y'all
even
then.
might even introduce another little sport or something in there. Maybe.
Ooh, okay.
All right, y'all have a good night and fuck 'em up.
Fuck 'em up. Peace out, guys. Have a good night.
Later.
Good luck.